Oh, there we go. Oh man, technology. Hold on just a second, everybody. We're going to give everybody a chance to join, and then we will get started. Hope everybody's doing well tonight. I guess while we're making it through this tonight, I'm gonna have AEW on in the background and check out and see what they got going this week. Looks like they're off to a good start. Only 3 people coming out at one time. Last time I watched, I think they had like 10 people or 12 in the first match. So already better tonight. What's up, everybody? They did tonight. We got a lot of stuff to cover. I want to start off tonight by being a little serious for a second. You know, there was a couple of things that happened, actually multiple things in the last week that very serious, and it just makes you reflect on things and go somewhere. Don't sit there and stare at me while I'm doing this. It's hard when you got fans in your house. But first off, I want to talk about one of the guys that refereed for me numerous times, Soul Yang. He passed away a couple of days ago, and it's really sad. You never know what's really going on with people, and that's why you should always take the time to check. I made a post about this a couple of days ago, or maybe it was yesterday. My days are all running together. It only takes a check on somebody. Tell them you love them, see how they're doing, tell them you're proud of them. It only takes a couple of minutes to do those things. And, I think it also ties into kind of like the Scott Hall passing. It was fantastic to see all of the love and support for Scott, and for Soul too, both guys in the last few days. And it's great to see the wrestling world come together for those things. But imagine if, we'll just play what's if for just a second. Imagine what if the wrestling community stuck like that together all the time. What if the wrestling community supported each other like that all the time? Wrestling would be a much places. And so it's just some food for thought. Don't wait till somebody's not with us anymore to show them unconditional love and support. You should be doing that for the workers, the fans, the promotions. It works all the way around. If everybody loved and supported like that on a consistent basis, wrestling really would be a much better place. And so it's just something for everybody to think about it as you're watching, and to take from what's happened as we move forward from it. Stay in touch with each other. Not just people in the wrestling industry, your family, your friends. We never know what tomorrow is promised. We never know if tomorrow is promised. And so, like I said, take that little bitty time out of your day to tell the people important to you encouraging things. And if you see somebody you encounter along the way that looks like they're not having a good day, they're down on their luck or whatever, you saying hi, you asking how they're doing, any of these things, any of these little bitty things might change this person's day, might turn their life around. You might be surprised. I remember back whenever we were IWR before World Class, I remember as we were coming up, I thought one day it hit me that even though to myself I'm not a big deal, I'm actually a very normal person. I really just kind of sit around and I'm very easygoing, very simple. But the day that I realized that in our role, even though we don't think we're necessarily that important, to some other people you might be, and just sharing those words of love and encouragement with those people, it might really change a lot of things in their life. So just be conscious of that. Be conscious of people. Like I said, not just in wrestling, but in life. When you come in contact with them, Be that person that reaches out and is a positive influence, not just in person, but even online. There's so much negativity on Facebook, and I'm sure there is on the other ones too. Honestly, I forget I even have the other ones half the time. And I don't even read Facebook a lot, but the stuff I do read, a lot of it is negative. How about taking that negativity out of it and putting love and positivity in place of it? Because we still have every single day, no matter what we have going on in life, we have so much to be thankful for. For those of you this weekend, we have Enter Sandman featuring ECW star Sandman, former WWE star, live Saturday at Southern Junction, Texas, in Irving. You can get your tickets now at worldclassprowrestling.com or by going to Eventbrite. Tickets start at $10 for adults, and kids' tickets start 13 and under are free, 2 per adult. For general admission only, you can get those, like I said, worldclassprowrestling.com or Eventbrite. We got that to cover. We got multiple WrestleMania shows. I mean, like multiple. And, also, we were very happy to announce in Wichita, our product will be moving to a new streaming service called StreamNet TV that will be coming out in the next couple of months. It's a big deal for us, and it's a big deal for everybody involved. Not only will World Class on StreamNet, but I will be assuming the role of an executive in the company over the sports entertainment division. So, I'll be handling not just wrestling, but MMA, boxing, and it's going to be an interesting adventure for us. We're really looking forward to it. Really looking forward to expanding the World Class brand and just getting into that business in general. So that's a big blessing. Let's see, man, we got a couple of, we're going to be producing some house shows in the future. So be on the lookout for those. We're going to start branching out a little bit again. We got our eyes on a few places in Texas. We have Oklahoma shows that we're going to be announcing in the next few weeks. And it's going to be a lot of different places in Oklahoma. We'll probably have our home like we do in Southern Junction, which we're working on that in the next couple of weeks. We've pretty much narrowed it down to Oklahoma City and Norman. But outside of that, you'll be seeing us return to Ardmore. You'll be seeing us return to Shawnee, for the first time, since the Fire Lake Arena shows. So we're happy for that. We're going to be trying to hit the convention scene. We're going to be going back to schools. We're going to be doing a lot of things as we expand our business. And don't forget, we're going to be starting our wrestling school in the next couple of weeks. The head trainer will be Charlie Haas. You can message me to get more details on that. It's just, it's an exciting time for us. And before we get too deep into things, I want to throw my love and support to anybody that's watching from like the Ukraine area. It's just a lot of serious stuff in the world going on right now. And as we cruise out of WrestleMania weekend, we're also going to be making some changes internally that you will see on your end that will benefit all of our supporters as well. I think it's important to keep your hand on the pulse of everything going on. One of my goals whenever I started this company, a lot of people don't know this. I started this company with nothing at all. All whatever 6 years ago. I think it was 6, 7, something like that. And so it was always important to me for everybody to be able to come to the show, and for people to take their families, and for coming to a world-class show to be as cheap as going to the movies, And so that stuff's always been important, and we're going to carry on with that with our stuff that we have coming up. And we're also going to be opening up a couple of developmental territories, kind of like an NXT per se for us. So we're very excited about that. I'm excited about the people we're working with. And, there's just so much amazing talent out there right now. So much amazing talent. And this is going to give us an opportunity to see more of that talent in action, so we can use talent on house shows. We can use them in developmental territories. It'll be a great way to keep expanding our brand and keep growing. It's an exciting time right now in wrestling. Kind of looked over at the TV and like, who's wrestling in this match? Looks like, I guess they started with a tag team match tonight, a regular one maybe. Look, good for them. Good for them. We can go ahead and run down real quick the Enter Sandman matches. Like I said, Tickets are available at worldclassprowrestling.com or Eventbrite. And man, it's never good, y'all. Never good. People are trying to locate Brent Stein. Maybe he's missing. I haven't heard from him either, guys. So I don't know. Let's see what else we got going before we get into that. Lindsay said, I can't wait for Oklahoma shows to come back. You know, it was honestly a tough decision to come back to Oklahoma. But it's one that needed to happen. You know, we got started in Oklahoma in some ways. You know, Oklahoma, it's like, I love Oklahoma, but it's been good to get out of it. But it's going to be good to get back too. Naval Sailor said to be trained by Charlie would be a hell of a legit thing. He's one of the best, if not the best. I'd love to see him tie you up and do some bad things to you. Kidding. You know, I already had one guy looking at you. Don't make me add Charlie to that list. Let's see. Corey said he can't wait for this weekend. Team House of Pain. Man, it's almost like you're with Team SWE, Corey. I don't know what to think about that because most people are going to be Team World Class. So you might need to rethink that. And like we got some quotes or some comments about the Texas Legends Convention. We're going to get into that too. We're going to get into that. Let's see. All right. Jen, thank you very much for that comment. Where's that at? I'm trying to figure all this out. Thank you for that. You know, you guys supported me more than you know. You know, like I said, without you guys' support, we couldn't do what we do. Bill, good seeing you, man. Good seeing a comment from you. I seen something you posted the other day. I said, damn, dude, it seems like it's been a few years since I've seen you. And we got Colt Kilbane trolling on the live saying, we need Beetlejuice. How many of you guys watching know who Beetlejuice is? Would you like to pay to see and meet Beetlejuice? Just a question. If you know who that is and you would like to beat Beetlejuice for whatever reason, not Michael Keaton Beetlejuice, like WCW Howard Stern Beetlejuice, that Beetlejuice. If you know who I'm talking about, that's somebody you would like to see. Colt Kilbane is really pushing for this. Let's see. Naval said, Jerry, your shows are the best. I was losing my passion to watch wrestling, but World Class brought the excitement back. Thank you to all the talent behind the scenes people who make World Class happen. Thanks for that, bro. But, you know, yeah, it's way more. Trust me, it's way more than just me. There's no way I could do it by myself. And, you know, the amazing talent is one of the best things about it because it's not you know, it's way better than watching me wrestle all the time. Oh, B Hollywood. I know, man, it is going to be a great show this weekend. It's going to be really cool. Walter said, cool seeing Booker T mention World Class, the show y'all are doing together, Mania weekend. Yeah, you know, it's been it's been great. It's been great working with Booker so far. You know, you never know how it's going to go when two promoters get together. And it's so easy, so effortless, you know, so effortless. We've worked together really well. And, you know, it's been really amazing. And I think really, you know, we really need everybody's support WrestleMania weekend. So, you know, I would never ask you guys to put yourselves in any kind of financial bind, but if you can afford to come out and support us that weekend, we really need everybody's support possible WrestleMania weekend. We want it to be a statement, you know, both us and the good folks at Reality of Wrestling. We want to make a statement that weekend, and we need your support to do so. And I think if that you know, that weekend goes well for us, I think we'll probably do a lot more together in the future. You know, so that's exciting in itself. You know, Nate says we need Jose Canseco since we missed him a couple of years ago. You know that. You know, honestly, guys, if you were looking forward to the Jose Canseco thing, that was my fault. I dropped the ball on it. You know, I was just going through a lot at the time, and it was just, you know, honestly, that event just grew into too much for one person to handle. I think things about this time around. So I'm surrounded by so many wonderful people that really help make World Class work, you know, in the day-to-day operations, show day. You know, we got Eric Embry who's doing a wonderful job booking. Wonderful. You know, it's a direct throwback to the original World Class. We got James Beard working with Eric on the booking, working behind the scenes. You know, both of them do such a great job of running the shows during the actual show. You know, I think wasn't Wichita, was the last Southern Junction show. You know, at one point I felt like I was walking around twiddling my thumbs, and I actually even got to sit down and watch the show with my wife. And to me, that was crazy. And, you know, Brittany Howland, she's a huge part of what we got going. You know, in Wichita, she actually ran things for hours so I could go do a signing with Sting, her and Jason Jones. And so, you know, it's great having a lot of promoters under the same roof because we all get it. We've all walked in a lot of the same shoes, and we all work so well together. So, you know, we got a really good team, and that's not even including the talent. The talent, you know, it's just a blessing that everybody gets along like they do, and we all get to put on great shows. You know, I felt King of the Mountain at Southern Junction. I thought that was the best ending to any show that we've had. You know, that even I, believe it or not, whenever I let Eric and James do the booking, I don't really get that involved in it. And so at the end of the show, when all that was going on with Jeff and Moonshine in action, Nigel, Charlie, Max, I was like, oh my God. You know, it was wrestling at its finest, and everybody out there did a fantastic job. Hey, there's Brent. And my good buddy Scotty said Beetlejuice versus Stone Cold ET. Don't tempt me with a good time. Everybody show some love and send some love and prayers Scotty's way. In case you don't know, last week, Scotty, known in the wrestling world as Ray the Bay, he lost his sister. So, you know, send up love and prayers for Ray too. You know, like I said, it's been a long last week for me and people, you know, close to me in the wrestling industry. You know, Scott Hall memory real quick. You know, I remember, you know, we were talking about returning to Shawnee a minute ago. I remember I remember we had Scott at When Worlds Collide, and it was great. You know, his first time working with Scott, and I guess I never told him that Oklahoma, so maybe it was my fault. So he comes out to the ring and he cuts this promo and says that he's in Shawnee, Kansas, not Shawnee, Oklahoma. It was great. He caught himself and fixed it, but you know, maybe that was on me. Maybe I just assume when people fly in, they know where they're at, and so. But it was great. It was great. Herb Simmons, another great promoter in the States and has been doing a long time, does a fantastic job. He said, can't wait to see what else you are bringing to the business. Herb, I hope at the end of the day, man, my product's just consistent and good as what you put on. You know, it's people like promoters like Herb that have been doing it a long time that pave the way for people like me. And hopefully I can help pave the way for some of the younger promoters that are getting in the business. You know, it's just one of those deals where, you know, usually the only person that's ever going to stop you from chasing your dreams is yourself. So whether it be wrestling, life, you know, be proud of yourself, trust in yourself, believe in yourself. And if you want something, try to get it. You know, worst case scenario, you know, at least you tried. You know, that's one of my things whenever I started this company, you know, I knew whenever I started IWR class, I was just going to leave it all on the table, and it was either going to work or it wasn't. And so, you know, I'm happy that I did. And like I said, that wouldn't be possible without you guys. Naval says, if you want to see Sandman whoop Jerry with the Singapore cane, give me a hey, yo. You know what? That's going to be you getting whipped with that cane. Hey, Scott, what's going on, man? Colt says, looking forward to working with the people from Booker's Promotion. Man, I think it's going to be great for everybody. And Nigel Rabbit, the nefarious Nigel Rabbit, decided to join us. And he said he's willing to put everyone in a financial bind. So you guys remember that when you see him Saturday, give him a slap, buy a picture with. Let's see. Shannon says, y'all have no idea how much I love it here. So glad my job brought me here. World class is live. Thank you for that, Shannon. You know, it's always a joy seeing you at each show, and we truly appreciate you. You know, man, I'm trying to catch up on all these. So can't wait for next year WrestleMania in Inglewood. Inglewood always up to no good. You know, that's you know, we're actually looking to see how things go this year, and if everything goes well WrestleMania weekend, I don't think it's far-fetched to say that you might see us popping up at WrestleManias every year, and possibly with Booker. You know, we're also working on appearing SummerSlam weekend, possibly in Nashville. So we're really looking forward to that. Daniel said, any chance you get Marshall and Ross down for a show soon? Actually, I talked to the boys, or we texted. We haven't been able to talk yet. We must have missed each other 5 or 6 times. I talked to him a couple of weeks ago, and we're definitely not ruling that out. So it's definitely in discussions, but we need to make sure the timing is right. You know, we don't want another conflict of schedule like we had at Christmas Star Wars. So we need to make sure that everything just is everything's right before we go back down that road, and that's what we're both trying to do. Robert said, "Any chances you'll add more women's matches to the card?" Robert, we got the Sherry Martel Classic, which is a full women's show, April the 2nd in Dallas, or in Irving at Southern Junction. So be sure to check that out. Oh, my son has joined us online too. He thinks he's quite the little prankster. Paul said, "Jerry will bring the Blues Brothers soon." Trust me, guys, if you haven't seen Paul and his buddy as the Blues Brothers, they are legit as they come. They're great together. Nigel Rabbit thinks that the Von Erichs are scared of the House of Pain tour and the rule of two. What do you guys think? Would you guys like to see the Von Erichs versus Charlie Haas and maybe a Max Castellanos with Nigel Rabbit? It would probably be good. Let's see. I'm trying to catch up, and then once I get caught up, we can kind of move on here. David said, "Can't wait for you to come back to Wichita." We will be coming back to Wichita. We're looking at probably, I said June 26th originally, but I think we're going to have to move that date back a couple of weeks. So I'll keep you guys posted on that as well. Colt said, "When will you wrestle Merrick McMichaels?" Last time I checked, Merrick McMichaels doesn't even know how to wrestle, right? David said, "I'll definitely be in Dallas for Mania weekend. I'm trying to make one of your shows while I'm there." David, we'd really appreciate it. Like I said, this is kind of a test run for us. If we get the support we need, we're going to be able to make this an every year thing and try to do the best we can every year for you guys. And I think it's a very cool venture to be doing with Booker and his a lot of great talent. Brent said he heard from Kev not too long ago. He said hello. Yeah, I talked to him. I don't know. It was a couple months ago, but it's always good hearing from Kevin. He'll always have a special place in my heart. Whenever we changed the name from IWR to World Class, it wasn't possible without Kevin. So that always, that's always great. What's up, Paul? Chris, what's going on? Robert, man, a lot of the old school fans are in here. Cole said, "Let's get Scott Steiner back to World Class, only if he kicks your ass." Clark said, "Don't sleep on the World Class ROW shows Mania weekend." He's so right, guys. We got a lot of good stuff going on. All right, so Enter Sandman. Let's get started on that, and then I'll get right back to the comments. We got we got Nobi Bryant versus Clayton Bloodstone. That's going to be a good match right there. It's going to be a great match. Both of those guys are so impressive. Clayton's gotten so much better over the last couple of years. Then on top of that, Nobi, I remember seeing Nobi for the first time live when we had him. I don't even remember, January, February. A lot of my dates run together. And I was so impressed with Nobi. First I was impressed that he came out to Zapp and Roger, one of my favorite groups of all time. But the fans loved him, and that's great. And that's what you want to see as a promoter. You want to see the support from people, and you want to know whether they're into somebody or not into somebody. So whenever you come to shows, it actually is important that you guys, that you cheer and boo, because that's how I know that you're into who's out there, and that's how I know that we need to keep bringing them back. Because that's the ultimate goal. That show on them that people are into, and that they get into. That's the main point. That's how like your ultimate job as a worker is to get over, and that's how you get over. You hear the boos, you hear the cheers, and as a promoter, that's what I need from you guys too. So we love it when you're as loud and rowdy as possible. So that is Nobi was great. Nobi was great. We got Danny B, our resident women that are fantastic, going against Nia Friday, who's making her world-class debut. Looking forward to seeing her. I've seen stuff on her all over Texas. Now she's a member of World Class. We can't wait to have her. I'm really excited about this one. Sam Stackhouse and Ivan Warsaw. We actually got some words that Ivan dropped about Sam that you'll see probably tomorrow. And I love I love Ivan Warsaw. I love the fact he can talk. He can Uh-oh. There we go. Thought maybe I lost you guys. My internet's kind of weak for some reason lately. But man, the Sam Stackhouse Jacob Fatu match from Wichita was insane. In case you missed it, it was insane. I mean, at one point, like I was on my feet, I was like, "Oh my god, oh my god!" Like it was amazing. You know, Sam's a Tulsa boy, he's an Oklahoma guy like me, and you know, it's good seeing him get all the good things that's coming his way. But good luck this Saturday, Sam, because Ivan is not your ordinary competitor. So good luck on that. We got Andrew Anderson, the Purple Haze versus Gideon Vane. Kind of a rare matchup where you're going to see heel versus heel, but something tells me there's possibly more to this matchup, and you'll just have to see in person what that is. We got Kyle Hawk versus Wayne Black in the last man standing match. I don't know how many people went to King of the Mountain, but if you did and you saw that Native American strap match, that was a great match. And they're up in the ante one more time going for the last man standing match. You know, these two guys don't like each other. You know, Wayne is throwing all kinds of nasty comments at Kyle. Kyle went and took his girlfriend from Nevada or something crazy, and it resulted in the strap match, and now they're going to go last man standing. So who knows how much more these two have in them. They've had very physical matches, very hard-nosed matches. Speaking of which, we got the World-Class Tag Team Championships on the line, and the brand new World-Class Tag Team Championships will be debuted. If you buy a VIP ticket to this show, you'll get a picture in the ring with the new titles before they debut in the ring. We got the OMGs versus Murder Inc. One more time, no DQ match. The OMGs have lost the last couple of times by disqualification, so we decided to take that rule, all the rules out. We're going to let them go at it. We're going to let them go hard. It's going to be what it is going to be, you know. And let's see, we got Max Castellanos and SWE champion Charlie Haas, Moonshine Hell, and Action Jackson. That's going to be great too. You know, I thought Action and Charlie did great last show, and Moonshine and Max. Oh my God! You know that I was really excited to see Max in person. He didn't disappoint. You know, those guys have a real hatred for each other, and it shows. Their work is great. You know, and now one of the major announcements that I wanted to make tonight. You know, a lot of people have asked over the last few shows, where is the World Class Championship? Well, it's been vacated. And this Saturday, we're going to have a new World Class Heavyweight Champion. I mean, the same title that's been held by me, because, you know, promoters put the title on themselves. I'm just kidding. But myself, Chris Cambridge, Jack Swagger, MVP, Chavo Guerrero, Gideon Vane, and most recently, Stephen Bonner, who unfortunately had to relinquish the World Class Championship due to a severe injury he suffered. We're going to crown a new World Class Champion this Saturday at Enter Sandman in a fatal six-way between Sam Stackhouse, Ivan Warsaw, Charlie Haas, Action Jackson, Moonshine Mantell, and Max Castellanos. We're going to crown a brand new world-class champion this Saturday. So we're very looking forward to that, looking forward to having the world-class title back around somebody's waist. And it's going to be a big night for the company. And it's going to be an even bigger night for whoever comes out of that match with the championship. Let me get back to these comments before we move on to the WrestleMania shows. Try to answer as many as I can for you guys. Sam Stackhouse said, Big Papa Pump, baby. Hey, you know what? That might be a good match one day. Sam Stackhouse versus Big Papa Pump. You know, I was telling somebody about a story today, a Scott Steiner story. I don't know how many of you guys went to the Lava Cantina show. Probably not very many because it was like 110 degrees outside. And, you know, he beat up Flex Zerba. After the match, he threw Flex in Lake Louisville. The referee tried to stop him. So in true Scott Steiner fashion, he turned around and threw the referee in Lake Louisville too. It was great. One of my favorite moments out. And, you know, there's been so many over the years, so many. Let's see. All right. Trying to get where Colt said Stackhouse and Stackhouse and Warsaw will be fire. Yeah, that match is going to be very legit. Hey Jess, how are you? Nigel says if the rumors are true, Shelton Benjamin versus the Haas of Pain, Charlie Haas. Last time I checked, maybe you and Charlie just hang out by yourselves and don't get out much, but Shelton's under contract with WWE last time I heard. Paul said I got on video during that match at Wichita. That was one of my favorite matches. It was great. Greg said Stackhouse is an amazing talent. You know, he really is. You know, Stackhouse is one of the unique talents, and it really is unique in this business when you can work anybody of any size, of any style, and you can match their styles. And Sam is one of those dudes that can do that. He can truly match any style. So, you know, it's an easy booking when you have Sam Stackhouse on the card because he can go against anybody on there. Brent said the new belts are gorgeous. They did an amazing job. Yes, they did. You know, those the belts were made by Dave Milliken, who used to work with the Reggie Parks, who passed away. And I say the Reggie Parks because he was one of the most instrumental belt makers in the history of wrestling. Him and Dave both. And so Dave still had the original world class tag team title blueprints. And so they were molded directly off of those. And so that, you know, it's always a blessing when you can go the extra mile to honor the history of world class. Next up for us, we're going to be re-releasing the light heavyweight championship. Originally, we were going to call it the welterweight championship, but we want to go back again to the history of where we came from. And so we're going to have the light heavyweight championship, which will be eligible for everybody under 230 pounds, just like it used to be back in the day. And that was actually the title that Eric Embry held first and more than anyone else that ever held it. So we're very excited to bring that table back into the fold, and I'm sure Eric's excited too. Maybe Eric will get in the ring one last time. Who knows? I'm kidding. Let's see. Oh, man, we got Robert talking about the fatal six-way for the world-class title. Robert says, go Moonshine. Scott says, strap Moonshine. Naval says, I'm pulling for Moonshine to be the next champ. Jess says, killer six-way match or roster. Let's see. Looks like Shannon's supporting Moonshine too. Man, good thing I didn't get put in this match. There's a lot of Moonshine fans. Probably nobody would even care if I was in. Naval said, I remember the Lavatina show. That was an epic night. That was a very hot night, Naval. You know, most people, they didn't want to even stay on the mat very long because it was that hot. Ed Halterman said, the strap match was awesome. I've seen a few of your shows. I came out from Los Angeles, dragged a few friends up from Killeen also. Wasn't disappointed. Man, thank you very much for that, Ed. And, you know, that always means a lot, especially when people go the extra mile to come to some of the shows. You know, we saw that a lot, especially during shows. You know, you'd have people from all over come. You know, we even have people come from foreign countries, and that blows my mind. You know, and Walter said he is picking Vert Vixen in the Sherry Martel Classic. We're going to go over all the people in the Sherry Martel Classic tonight, and that's going to be great in itself. Oh, Mr. Nasty said, I heard Mr. Nasty is going to be accompanied by his female employees this Saturday. That's very possible. Guys, like I said, I feel like every show we do, it only gets better. So it's definitely a show you don't want to miss. Chris said, any chance World Class will make it back to Oklahoma? Yes, Chris, we're actually going to be returning to multiple cities in Oklahoma in the next few months. And it's going to be great. You know, it's going to be very well deserving to come back to Oklahoma. And it's going to be great for the Oklahoma wrestling scene. It's going to be great for the workers in Oklahoma. You know, it's important for me coming back to Oklahoma that we, you know, we not only represent the World Class brand, but we also give a lot of people in Oklahoma opportunities that they deserve. We got Nate Vaughn. My man Nate says his money's on Stackhouse in the six-way. And let's see. Paul said, is Jacob Fatu okay from that match in Wichita? Looked like he injured his ankle. Yes, Fatu is fine. That was you know, it's just a lot going on in that match. You know, they left it all on the table, and that's exactly what it boiled down to. We got Nigel, who thinks there's a lot of alcoholics in this chat. Man, you know, to live in the mind of Nigel Rabbit for a day, I can only imagine, guys. And Sam Stackhouse is already saying he needs an extender for that strap, y'all. Looks like Sam's going to try to take it home. Lori here. We got Lori trying to talk sense into Nigel, telling him to be nice. I don't know that he's got it in him, Lori. He's very stuck on himself and Charlie Haas. If you didn't know better, you'd think he was Charlie Haas's boyfriend. Colt says it's going to be great to have world class back in Oklahoma. It is, man, and we're lucky to have you be a big part of. Colt's also an Oklahoma boy, so we're lucky to have Colt be a part of what we got going, and in Oklahoma. So that's going to be great. David wants to know if we'll come back to Arkansas. Actually, a couple months ago we reinitiated talks to come back to El Dorado, so that's definitely not out of the question. Let's get on with these WrestleMania shows. We're still developing some of the details on WrestleMania, so some of this is not complete. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys some stuff that we got. If you cannot make the shows, all of them will be available live on Fight TV. They'll also be sold as a bundle, so you can get all 3 shows from Fight TV live if you cannot make the show. But we really want to see you there. Like I said, these shows are some of the most important ones that we've done in the history of World Class, and probably in the history of Booker's company too. And having you guys come to these shows is the way that we get to do more shows together like that, and the way that we get to keep getting our product out on a national scene in front of a WrestleMania crowd, and that enables the company to keep growing. And so we really need your support on these shows. As I turn around to see somebody getting DDT'd on AEW. Oh, it looks like Daniel Bryan or whatever. Maybe he's not going by Daniel Bryan anymore since it's not WWE. I don't even know. I assume probably Bryan Danielson, but I don't even know who he's kicking. Looks like Orange Cassidy's outside the ring. What is that guy's name? I know his face, but I can't think of his name. Anyways, let's get on with day one of WrestleMania weekend. We got AEW star. She was just signed to AEW a few weeks ago. We got AEW star AQA versus Kelsey Reagan, one of the world-class stars. If you haven't seen Kelsey, you're missing out. Great women's competitor. She was at Christmas Star Wars back in December, and we're very happy to have Kelsey back. We got Will Allday versus Kyle Hawk. You're going to see a lot of reality of wrestling versus world-class people on these shows, and that's great because, like I said, it expands both brands. It helps the talents grow, and they get to work matchups that you probably haven't seen a lot of these. We got the Savage King versus Flex Zerba. That's going to be a good one too. Flex has been a worker for decades. Savage King is newer on the scene, and so it's going to be a vet versus younger guy. Both of them got a lot going for them. We got Tommy Bolton versus Moon Man. We got Culture Inc. versus Murder Inc. We got Heather Monroe versus Katie Forbes. We got Jay Alexander versus Wayne Black. And of course, day one is headlined by Rob Van Dam and Booker T in action. They'll be teaming up with Ryan Davidson and taking on, Max Castellanos, Charlie Haas, and Clayton Bloodstone. This will probably be the last time that you get a chance to see Booker T and Rob Van Dam team up. Definitely something you don't want to miss. It's going to be a hell of a match. That's going to be a hell of a show. You can get your tickets at worldclassprowrestling.com, Eventbrite. And if you can't make the show in person, you can catch it on Fight TV Live, Live, just like I'm live right now. Let's see. I'm going to catch up with some comments before we move on to day two, but that's going to be a great show. Let's see. Nigel is wondering if a manager is supposed to support the talent they manage. Yeah, they are, but you guys are pretty tight. And Jess says Nigel is the voice of the people. Jess, that's the most delusional comment you've made this entire life. The voice of what people? Maybe the SWE crowd. That's about it. Or maybe Nigel's close friends and family. Let's see here. We got Alma, who says it's going to be a close 6-man match. Too close to call. Wish I could go to one of the shows. It's been 12 years since I've been to Dallas-Fort Worth area last. Sure missed the Sportatorium. Sportatorium. it's amazing the legacy that it's left. And it's amazing that it's still such an important part of wrestling, especially in the DFW area. Eventually that's what I think that's always in any company in Dallas's ultimate goal is to get back to the magic that was there, in that era, and that's what we're trying to produce. And I feel like I said, we're getting better and better every show, and we're only going to continue to grow into that. So it's great. Nigel wants to know, should he be dating Charlie? So if you guys want to give your input on that, feel free. I'm sure he's probably reading the comments. Maybe it'll be a good thing for him. Who knows? Maybe a good thing for them both. Maybe then they'll quit causing so much trouble for world class because they'll be happy in life. Who knows? Love does crazy things for people. Naval said Kelsey Reagan is a legit badass. Yeah, she really is. She really is. Alma, Eric is doing great these days. I talk to Eric almost every day, and he's doing really great. It's been such a blessing having Eric. Naval said to see Booker wrestle once more is a dream. That match is going to be good. It's going to be really good. Hey, Mike, how's it going? How's it going, man? I hope you're doing well. All right, let's get on with day number 2, which is headlined by former WWE stars Hit Row. It's going to be cool having Hit Row fresh off their WWE run. They will be going against Fly Def and AQA, so that'll be one hell of a match. Fly Def is no stranger to world class. They worked a lot of our Carrollton days. AQA, like I said, phenomenal talent, obviously. As she got picked up by All Elite Wrestling, the AEW, every internet wrestling fan's favorite company. Not to take away from them, but I did actually watch most of Raw Monday, and it wasn't bad. WWE getting into that WrestleMania push. For those of you that don't have your tickets, Stone Cold Steve Austin is coming back in some way, shape, or form. I guess it's gone the KO show. I've heard it's a match. I've heard all kinds of different things, but nonetheless, always good to see Stone Cold back in the WWE ring. It brings back, I think, a lot of memories for a lot of people. Something popped up today. I don't even remember what it was. It was a throwback 20 years ago to Raw, and it was Cole, Rock versus Hall, Nash, and Hogan. So I watched it today before we went out of town to go see some family, and man, just wrestling sometimes just brings that smile to your face. Just what a great moment in history that was. Just wrestling's provided some of the most amazing moments, and hopefully we provide a lot of those for you guys too. But let's get on with day 2. We got Gigi Ray taking on the world-class Diamond Division champion Micah Madrid. That's going to be good stuff. We got Max Castellanos and his big-time rival Moonshine Mantell for everybody to see that weekend. Sage Scott versus Sam Stackhouse. We got Nobi Bryant versus Cam Cole. We got Danny B versus Insidious One. And then we got 2 steel cage title matches for you guys. We might have to make a third, depending on who wins the World Class Championship. We might have to make a third steel cage match. We got Mysterious Q and Will Allday going at it for the ROW Championship. And we got Tim Storm and Charlie Haas going at it. I think that rivalry between those two definitely needs a steel cage, because Charlie always seems to weasel his way out of it, regardless what Nigel says in the comments. And so the steel cage will lock it down. It will keep Nigel out of the ring in that match. Already got night 1 when he's out there with Charlie, Max, and Clayton. So it's best we just lock the cage the second day, let Tim and Charlie go at it. Nigel can be Nigel from the outside and not be a problem in the match. And we can actually see which one of them is going to come out as the SWE champion. Sorry, Nigel. Sorry, not sorry. It is what it is. And we also got a late addition to the card. We're going to see Gino Medina from MLW taking on my good friend, returning to World Class for the first time since we came back from COVID, Chavo Guerrero Jr. So don't miss your chance to see that match. Gino and Chavo will tear the house down, no doubt about it. Chavo's fresh from coming back from Australia for filming the second season of Young Rock, which debuted this week. So support the homie Chavo, support the Rock and everybody in the industry by watching Young Rock on NBC. Let's see here. Oh, Paul said it's Happy 316 Day. I saw something on that earlier. I totally forgot about it. It is Happy 316 Day. So happy 316 Day to everybody out there. Take some time to watch some old Stone Cold today if you get a chance. Shannon said, Tim in a cage. Sorry, Charlie. It's kind of my thoughts exactly. My prediction is the SWE Championship title reign of Charlie Haas ends that day. Nate said you should put Nigel in a dog cage outside the ring. That's not a bad idea. That, or maybe Nigel just needs the boss to be outside the cage with him to make sure that his ass doesn't get out of line. I'm just kidding. I'm still reeling from that back injury that I suffered due to my match with Charlie. And let's see. Shannon said Chavo. Yeah, that's right. Chavo is back, a former world-class champion, amongst other numerous championships he's held. Alma said, we need a strong referee for Storm versus Haas. You're right. So most likely we will be having the Honorable James Beard be the referee in that match. And Nate said, we should just throw away the key on Nigel. And the jury's out on that one, huh? Matthew said, when are the Von Erichs coming? We covered that earlier. They'll be back in the next few months. It just has to be something that's ironclad that we know neither one of us is going to have a scheduled conflict. Ed said, watching wrestling allows me to disconnect from reality. Been a fan since the 80s. Seeing it in person allows me to be a kid again. You know, I think wrestling, it's not just you, Ed. I think wrestling does that for a lot of people. Wrestling does something special, I think, for each one of us that's in it. You know, allows us to escape real life, fills voids in life, does so many wonderful things. That's why, you know, to me, wrestling is one of the most all-inclusive things there is. You know, you should be able to come to wrestling and act like yourself. You can have fun, let loose, and not be judged. And wrestling in its purest form, to me, is love. It is that environment. And so that's what we strive to do every time. And I hope we do provide that atmosphere for you guys. Melanie agrees with me. James Beard should be the ref. See, it's a good idea. Let's see. Shannon said Tim is going to grab that belt. Yeah, you know, I wouldn't be surprised. Walter, my good buddy Walter says, your shows give me an outlet to be me. You know, that like all right. Internet issues, what can I say? Let's see. Greg says it would be epic to have James doing that. Charlie. Well, you know, I think it's probably I think that's probably going to happen. You know, I can't speak for James, but it's something we got to discuss. Let's move on to the Sherry Martel Classic. Once again, all the WrestleMania shows will be broadcast live on Fight, but we definitely rather see you in person. We need a very strong turnout. We're really, both us and Reality Wrestling are hoping to make a national statement that weekend. So please, if you can, come out and support us at one of the shows, all the shows, whatever you can do. You know, it means a lot. The Sherry Martel Classic, we're going to go over the first round matchups of that. We got Insidious One versus Promise Braxton. That's going to be a banger. AQA versus Rachel Rose. Gigi Ray versus High End. Danny B versus Vert Vixen. So many great first round matchups. On the world class side, we got Kelsey Reagan versus Diamond Division champion Micah Madrid. We got Jasmine Allure versus Amber Rodriguez. Jordan Blue versus Heather Monroe. So there's a lot of people making their world class debut in this tournament. And then we got returning to the ring for the first time, Shiva versus Skylar Slice. She's been gone for a couple years or so, one of the best competitors in this area when she was around. Now she's back, and she gets Skylar Slice, one of my Oklahoma people. And it's the Sherry Martell Classic is going to be a great tournament. Sherry, you know, she meant so much to women's wrestling. You know, she was a trailblazer, a trendsetter. She was a worker, a manager, you know, so many things, and to so many people. Whenever I first got into promoting, Sherry was actually very nice to me, gave me some advice, you know, talked to me via email a few times. And so, you know, it's always hard, you know, no different than Scott Hall. It's always hard whenever the legends pass on, because they really have done so much to provide us what we're able to do today. And then we got that Sunday, we got the Legends Convention. This is probably the coolest parts of the weekend, you know, for people. The Legends Convention will be from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. that Sunday of WrestleMania, day 2. And you can get breakfast provided. You can get lunch provided. And you're going to get a chance to hear people sit on the stage and tell stories. You're going to get a chance to have some superstar sit at a table with you. So you'll actually get to eat breakfast and lunch with somebody at your table if you buy one of the tables. You can buy a $30 general admission ticket or eat it at the table. If you buy a table seat, the tables that have people sitting at them will have names on them whenever you go to buy your ticket, so you know exactly who you're going to be sitting with. Some of the people, we're still working on the list of names. We're trying to get that done this week. You know, it's kind of something we came up with last minute, so we're trying to put out the best thing we can for you guys. We're working on a major world-class star from the old world class. We're working on a major world-class star, trying to get him to be a part of this. We will know more in the next few days. He already agreed to it. He just has to make sure that his WWE schedule does not prohibit him from appearing. So, I mean, you can figure out who that is probably. I mean, he has a major role in WWE. That's why we have to work that out. We'll also be joined by another you know, big time guy, WWE Houston guy, one of the brightest minds in the business, Bruce Pritchard. You know, he'll be opening that morning, telling stories. We'll be having a good time, having nothing but wrestling fellowship all day long. Booker T will obviously be there, but Booker won't be there alone. Stevie Ray will also be a part of the Legends Convention. We got JBL joining us, John Bradshaw Layfield, another world-class star, joining us. Chavo will be in attendance. Charlie Haas, Iceman King Parsons, my boy. Iceman will be coming back. My other boy, Eric Embry, of course, will be there. The Latin heartthrob Al Perez, Gary Young, Brian Adias, Black Bart, Steve Cox, James Beard, obviously. And we got a lot more on tap that weekend too. Like I said, we're trying to put the finishing touches on it, but I think it's going to be probably one of the most special parts of the weekend. It's going to be a chance for you to get up close and personal with a lot of former stars. Hear stories. Like I said, you'll even be able to get breakfast and lunch with them. So how cool is that? You know, you can go to a convention like WrestleCon and meet somebody, get their autograph, yada, yada, yada. But you don't get quality time like you're going to get coming to the Texas Legends Convention by actually sitting at a table with these guys and actually hearing them get on stage and tell stories. You know, they'll probably be sitting in the ring, so that way, you know, everybody that's got a table around the ring will have prime real estate to hear these stories and see people in the ring. We're going to do a lot of fun things throughout the day, so you know, we're really looking forward to that. In case you guys missed anything, go back and watch this video, you know, because I dropped all kinds of stuff throughout. I want to touch again this Saturday, Enter Sandman live at Irving, Texas, at Southern Junction, Texas. I just announced tonight on top of everything else that we got going on. We're going to have the World Class Championship on the line. That has not been announced until tonight. We got Fatal Six for the World Class Heavyweight Championship. We got Sam Stackhouse, Ivan Warsaw, Charlie Haas, Max Castellanos, Moonshine Mantell, and Action Jackson for the vacant World Class Heavyweight Championship this Saturday. You do not want to miss this show. And like I said, if you guys can come out and support us WrestleMania weekend, we really appreciate it. We have 2 shows. We have the Sherry Martel Classic, which is our 3rd show. And then we have the Texas Legends Convention that Saturday. The shows are available on Fight TV Live if you cannot make it in person. So all the shows will be offered live on Fight if you can't make it, but we'd love to see you. We need to see you. We want as much support as possible that weekend so we can hopefully start making it an annual thing. And it will also help, the partnership with Booker will help us advance that, as well as we'll continue to work with each other on a more frequent basis. Like I said, our content will start being available on StreamNet TV in the next couple of months. A lot of you guys have wanted to watch some of the shows that we've done. And that's what we've done, is we've been holding them for that, and that coming to fruition in the next couple of months. Like I said earlier too, we're going to be opening up a couple of developmental territories, in Oklahoma, and then one in Kansas. They're going to be like our versions of NXT. So that's going to help a lot of us. It's going to help us get out and see a lot more talent. It's going to help out. We're very excited about it. We're excited about the people we're doing it with, and it's going to be great. It's going to be great for wrestling in the area, and that's what we want. We want it to be a territorial product that hopefully grows into a national product. I think that's most people's goal whenever you start doing something, and this is helping us advance that. If you guys need any additional details on anything, feel free to message me directly. You can message me on the World Class page. You can also go to our website, worldclassprowrestling.com. That's where you can get tickets for all of the events. You can also go to Eventbrite and look up World Class Pro Wrestling and get all of the info there as well. One last time before I go, like I said, the stuff that happened over the last couple of weeks, rest in peace, Scott Hall. Rest in peace, Sol Yang. Take care of your loved ones. Tell them you love them every day, or every time you get a chance. If you can't tell them on the phone or in person, it doesn't even take you 1 minute to send a text message. So take care of the people around you. Like I said, even if it's somebody you don't know, if they come and you come across them and they look down, out, whatever, say hi, ask somebody how they're doing, spread the love, spread positivity. That's what we need right now in the world. We need more of that. There's enough negativity going around. Don't contribute to that. Keep your negativity off social media too. There's enough of that. Spread positivity and love. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. Thank you for supporting World Class like always. I sincerely appreciate you. Without you guys, there is no World Class. So God bless everybody. Have a good night. Thank you very much.